This is Mike Davin coming to you from Dealer Week, and I'm here with Nate McAtee from My Financing USA. Nate, welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Of course. I want to start out by taking a little bit of a look back at 2025. In your mind, what was 2025 like for the marine industry?
2025 was definitely a year of stabilization, I think.
Okay.
The past prior cycles were very volatile, rates kind of going all over the places, little uncertainty in the market, dealers having issues moving units that were kind of stuck after, everyone increased their inventory during the COVID time. So what we saw this year was a lot of stabilization as far as financing goes, especially for us. Rates making more sense, consumers getting smart approvals, and general expectations in the market came back to normal, I think.
That's great. Were there any highlights that stuck out to you?
Highlights of 2025, definitely saw an increase in consumer quality as far as a credit standpoint. Really high intent consumers is what we saw, not as many people that were applying but unserious, which was very nice. Definitely affordability has become easier with the rates lowering, lenders coming up with longer terms, more friendly terms for that, and then valuations being in line to where they should be.
Sure. And then from your seat, what were the biggest challenges that dealers were facing in 2025?
Challenges for dealers, I think, was a little bit of a hangover left from the inventory that they still hadn't moved yet. And as well, just, there was some uncertainty at the beginning of the year with changing policies, nationally and not really knowing where rates were going to go. Definitely left some of them uncertain on the consumer base, and with us, we like to bring those consumers to them, which I think has helped as we continue to expand our dealer network.
Yeah. Now we're here at Dealer Week, and the theme is prepare for what's next. And obviously, none of us can predict with any certainty what 2026 is going to bring. But as you guys look ahead to 2026, is there anything that you're kind of looking forward to?
Yeah, I think 2026 is going to be an exciting year. I think we will see some growth. Continued in the overall industry, but as well we're seeing a lot of advances. I know we're going to talk about technology and AI, but I think those are going to be the real drivers of 2026, sort of increasing speed and efficiency. And speed and efficiency as far as financing and the shopping experience for our customers and for dealers as well.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. I mean, I know AI is a big issue and big topic, not just for our industry, but for every industry right now and for people in their own lives. Let's talk a little bit about AI and what it means for us.
AI, especially in this industry, I think is going to be very interesting. You will see consumers being directed, whether it's on websites and such, being directed to the units that they actually want to find, having smart chatbots if you need to on your websites, but as well, very much streamlining a lot of the search process, as well as streamlining their financing options. So, now you can go to ChatGPT and say, I would like to find a boat that meets XYZ requirements. This is what I want to use it for. I want to go out on the lake and I want a wakeboard. And here's my price, here's my budget. And AI is going to almost instantaneously allow for that connection to happen with the consumer to the inventory that's out there right now.
That's amazing. Well, obviously AI takes up a lot of the attention, but technology is advancing in a lot of different areas, obviously with the product itself. Are there any other tools or things happening in the industry that people should be aware of?
Yeah, I think so. Digital retailing, the AI part of that is a major growth prospect for us as well. That I see is with digital retailing, listing it smarter, having a clean, usable site, mobile friendly. It's around 70% or more of our consumers are using their phone. So you need your site to be mobile friendly. You need your interactions to be mobile friendly. You need to, have everything accessible to the consumers. And with us, I think the digital retailing part of it, having those units there, combined with some of the other technologies, like an AI to find what's right for them. And then, of course, my major focus this year is also getting folks pre-qualified or instantaneously approved if I can. So that way, when they experience the shopping at a dealership or with the dealer's inventory, they know exactly what they can afford And that saves time for everyone. It increases consumer satisfaction because, what you don't want to have happen is someone come in hoping for this unit, realizing that they can't.
That's almost their
afford it.
biggest fear, is coming
It
in
is.
and looking dumb and not understanding what they can
Yes.
do.
Yeah, most folks in a lot of industries, and for our industry as well, they stop some point in time in the shopping process or the finance process because they're afraid to be turned down.
Yeah.
But if we can offer as dealers or as a financing source like myself, if we can offer them very quick responses to give them what's realistic, here's what you can afford, here's what's out there, there is inventory for what you can afford, that's going to increase the shopping experience, it's going to increase closing rates, and it's going to make everyone better.
That's great. So speaking of My Financing USA, are there any news or announcements or things that you want to kind of share with the industry before we go into 2026?
I think going into 2026, we have sort of launched a MiFi marketplace, and the full launch will be happening in 2026 for RV and Marine. And what this is allowing is that with our large customer base, they come to us to get pre-qualified or pre-approved for financing. And with partner dealers, we will be connecting those approved customers to then shop immediately with dealers that we are partnered with. And what that will allow is the dealers are going to receive very high quality leads, high intent leads, because they already have searched for financing, they have it lined up, they know what they can afford, and then from there it's just up to the dealer to show off their units, make sure it's high quality and it meets the customer's needs.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you again so much for joining us here at Dealer Week.
Thank you.